Morning guys, today I am at Newark Showgrounds for Partizan show.
Gruffy Crow.
Okay, so as I walked in there, the first thing that struck me was how large it was. I must admit I wasn't expecting it to be quite this big. A lot of stalls, a lot of amazing display tables, that hit me straight away. But straight into the minis, this time some historicals from Empress Minis. Next look up, I had a good old ogle at some of these fantastically painted, beautiful sculpts from Northumbrian Tin Soldier. I always make time to take a look at these guys. And I still haven't finished the crows that I bought from them at Salute recently. I'll get around to them eventually. Fantastic. This was one of the first sort of displays I got, I took a look at. It was a guy from Northamptonshire Battlefield Society, and he told me all the history behind this battle, and obviously the table showed the sort of troop patterns and stuff, and their campaign to save that battlefield from redevelopment at the moment. So that was all very interesting. Got the first one of the big displays I took a look at. This was a sort of Cold War, I think it was a bit of an alt history scenario, but it was, what struck me about it was how clean it was and how detailed, quite a small scale, fantastic setup and models. As I wandered around, I was in the sort of gaming area to start with, all different games going on. So we had some War of the Roses here, we had some Napoleonics, yeah, all sorts of things at all sorts of scales, including these fantastic ships, packed full of these sort of, maybe, I'm not sure the time period, sort of War of the Roses looking, little figures, all arrayed against each other. And I like the use of the carpet tiles there. Here we've got some more World War II stuff, centered around that fantastic little bit of terrain. Some incredibly detailed little ships. Those planes were like a mil across. What's this? Iron Tide. More fantastic games with more fantastic miniatures. And one of the things that struck me about the whole day in these boards was just the sheer quantity of really high quality painted minis that people have brought along. Here we've got another one of the stalls with some interesting looking terrain. Now I think a lot of this was 3D printed, and I saw some of this terrain being used in a couple of the display boards. But this stuff was only printed at the same sort of quality, if not a little bit worse than the stuff I can print at home, which I found kind of interesting. But then if you think about it, most people don't have a 3D printer, so that could be quite useful. Here's some more of the terrain that you're used to seeing at these sort of shows. It seems to be dying out a bit now, more handmade. But even then, these guys were selling some FDM little houses there, which was, again, not everyone has access to a printer, so it could be useful. Foundry showed up, but just with the historicals, no warmonger. This was mostly a historical show. Crooked Dice, on the other hand, did have their new fantasy range, which are a bit different, odd looking stuff, but I don't hate it. This was quite a cool little game. Played at 1-to-1 scale, called Garden Gnome Wars. Everything you can see there, the ball and the boots, and even the tiles that it's on, were all used in the game. It's quite a fun little thing. Again, we've got some fantastic battle layouts, just hundreds of really nice painted minis. It was quite cool seeing these smaller scale ones as well, and the buildings are wonderful and intricate. Looks like this sort of little compound here, this courtyard, fantastically intricate little buildings. Battles going on in the park and the gardens around them. This was the first of a couple of cowboy games I saw happening. Absolutely beautiful layout with some stunning buildings. Loads of work's clearly gone into this. So this one is What a Cowboy. And yeah, just a really lovely table. This was a game of Silver Bayonet. I actually took part in one of these games and it was fantastic. I've not played Silver Bayonet, so it was my first go at it, but it was using 152 scale minis, but you're keeping all the same measurements and everything on a 4x4 table, and it worked really nicely. I thought it worked really, I thought it was great. So that might be something I have a go at on that larger scale. Some more fantastic games and beautifully laid out tables. It absolutely blows me away. It's one of the things that could tempt me into playing these sorts of historical games. Just that sheer number of figures on the table. I dread to think how much resolving a full game this sort of size would actually take though. More carpet tiles. Very effective though. And I really like this wonderful little cardboard castle. That worked really nicely. Another fantastic table with a very intricate battle going on. I took a shot at this one, just once again, just the sheer quantity of minis involved, absolutely stunning. This is one of my favourite tables. There was camp being defended, and there was sort of other bits and pieces going on, but just I was quite impressed with the way it all sort of looked. This table was for A Very British Civil War, which is an alt history game set between World War I and II, with some interesting ideas about what kind of vehicles we might be using. It was quite fun. Here was another sort of ship-based game, and these were some of the most intricate ships I saw all day. They were absolutely fantastic. Just amazing levels of detail on these tiny little ships. This was another really small scale game that I was really impressed with. It's probably my second favourite table the whole day. Just absolutely hundreds of these small scale minis, but laid out on this amazing table with these little sort of dioramas. Your airfield down there, and this sort of ruined hangar, and then this sort of line of destroyed transports down the side. I don't know, it was just fantastic. This was the other cowboy game, so this one was Dead Man's Hand. And once again, an absolutely fantastic board. I think this is mostly foreground buildings. But it looked very cool. Another one of my favourite tables of the day. This sort of Middle Eastern looking city being defended and attacked. And one of the things I liked about this is there was sort of some sort of little non-combat dioramas here and there, which were nice little details scattered across the table, other stuff going on. Here's another one of the stalls. So I kind of promised myself I wasn't going to buy anything, but still did invest in some of these hills. So I was kind of tempted with these flocked ones, but then I realised they did the unpainted and unflocked ones for quite a bit cheaper, and they had sort of lakes and sort of rocky outcroppings, and then on the, as you can see on the left there, the sort of cowpats that I did actually end up buying. Something I probably could make myself, but I thought for that price it'd be worth just having a go with them. So watch out for that video. wasn't all historical. Here was quite an interesting space game. I think it might have been shown off by the author of the rules and the guy who made some of the minis, and he was very proud of it. And it looked fantastic, some fantastic intricate minis laid out on the table. Accelerate and Attack, so a generic tactical starship game, and maybe a little bit intense for my liking, but definitely interesting to look at. Here we have my hands down favourite table of the day, mostly because I love these ships. I spent ages just staring at the rigging on these guys, but not only have you got a fantastic ship battle and fantastic minis, you have this beautiful fortress. It has obviously seen better days with all the Gavians piled up. Beautiful. And then not only have you got stunning ships, beautiful fortress, but these fantastically painted minis, all laid out in battle. And as if that wasn't enough, the table just kept on going, so we've got some more stunning buildings, a second little town, we've got watchtowers, just this whole beautiful table. Once again with the beautiful fortress and then those stunning ships in the background. Yeah, no, this is the best table of the show. So all in all, I had a fantastic day. It was totally worth the drive up there. I had great fun, I met some really cool people. I'm definitely glad I decided to make the effort to get out to more of these shows. And although this one was more focused on those wonderful display games and some more historical side of things than something like Salute, it was still absolutely fascinating to go there and take a look at all that stuff. And I would have probably said that I enjoyed that probably more than the last Salute. And the last Salute was a bit of a letdown, to be fair, I mean, for various reasons, I guess. But the atmosphere there, I said, some of those displays, you know, are hard to beat. And there wasn't as much shopping opportunities as Salute, but I don't think that's a problem. That's not why I went there, especially as I'm a bit skint at the moment. I did manage to pick up some paints that I've been on the lookout for a little while. I said I did pick up those hills. And yeah, all in all, had a great day out. It was a fantastic show, and it'll definitely be in my calendar again next year.
And that's all for this video. Please let me know what you thought down in the comments. Maybe subscribe for more. And as ever, thanks for watching. Bye.